So, you want to be a yoga teacher. I agree. It's a great thing. It's a Monday. I'm here hanging out. That's why I got my shades on, man, because I'm a yoga teacher. I got all the time. No, it's not like that. This is 10 hard truths about yoga teacher life. Welcome to the No Show. My name is Billy Rebel. I am the yoga guy. First one, money sucks. All of these things on this list, like I've experienced these, talking truth, and I'd love for you to comment below as a yoga teacher. If you got more stuff, like the money sucks, you know this. You don't go into teaching yoga to like buy a Lamborghini or do that. You know, you go do it to help people, but it's a struggle. I think most yoga teachers make under 30 grand a year. I'm broke. It's a really challenging thing. You got to hustle, you know, you got to go from studio to studio. This is what I did for a number of years, like busting ass, because you're going to get probably, I say the average is 30. Yeah, it's probably between like 25 to 35, 40 dollars per class, right? And you can only do so much. It's not like a 8-hour workday where you're sitting there doing it. You know, if you teach 2 classes or 3 classes a day, depending on the style that you're doing, right, it's really taxing. That can lead to one of the other ones, burnout. I've experienced all of these, I think, except for 2. Yeah, so money, and plus no health insurance, no 401ks, you don't get paid time off, like a paid day off. I haven't had a paid day off. The schedule is a real big thing. For a yoga teacher, like the schedule is not conducive to like normal life living. You're probably going to teach early mornings, late night, and weekends. Depending on the place, you might have holidays off. Studios sometimes close. My studio has classes every day. We have classes Thanksgiving, Christmas Day for the people that don't have like a place to go, right? You get a place to come, you can take class. You're really committed to that schedule, that grind every day because, right, number one, you're not getting paid a lot, so you can teach a lot of classes. And the schedule is, you know, if you're trying to meet somebody or have a family or raise kids or do all that, like it can be really challenging. So we're talking about like full-time yoga teachers. If you're part-time, you can sub in like one here and one there. You know, that's another whole nother thing. It's really challenging to be a full-time yoga teacher. Still, if you're part-time, it's nighttime, weekends, early mornings, all that. So, yeah. Another one, we're talking about burnout. Burnout happens like quickly and often. I think a lot of teachers and a lot of people in a lot of endeavors quit after, before 5 years. Let's say before 5 years. That's what I would say. A lot of people do it right out of the gate. Teaching is awesome. You're doing it. You're sharing a lot of energy with a lot of people. You're not getting paid a lot. There's no health insurance. Like, oh my goodness, you got to really focus on your nutrition, your health, all these things like yoga teacher life, all the like real aspects of it. It's challenging. You get burnt out for a number of reasons. So I don't know how long people last. I'd say the average teacher probably doesn't last past 5 years, 6 years, something like that. Another hard truth about teacher life is your body. Depending on the style that you're teaching, your body takes a beating. Sometimes you're just talking, sometimes you're demonstrating, sometimes you're doing the postures with the class. Even if you're just standing there talking, right? It's really taxing for your vocal cords. I'm not naturally a talkative guy. My career now is I talk. If I'm talking, I have to talk. I learned how, I didn't write there, but I can like figure out how to talk and like talk in class nonstop. So I take care of my vocal cords just like I would take care of any muscle. And I teach Pilates where I demonstrate. So I know that my wrists and my shoulders and my elbows and my back, it can be really challenging, right? Going from sitting here cold to like jumping, demonstrating, doing a mountain climber or a burpee or a push-up, and then you jump back to cold, right? That can be taxing in the body. So don't overlook that. Another truth about yoga life is if you're a traveling teacher, and I don't care if you're traveling from like town to town, state to state, country to wherever you are, but always studios have like house rules. If you come to me and you're a yoga teacher and I put you on the schedule, we have a vibe. We have an energy. We have a way of doing things. I call them house rules. I was a traveling teacher, so you gotta like house rules. People like do it a certain way. Some are a little bit this, some are a little bit that, and you've got to accommodate what the vibe is of the place if you're traveling, right? Even cross town. If you're teaching at the same place all the time, that's going to be your vibe. That's really great, but there's house rules. And sometimes studios can get kind of trapped in having their brand identity kind of overweigh your identity, depending on how you're getting paid. Like going back to the money sucks. I pay per class. Some studio owners pay their teachers per class just a little bit, and then a certain amount per head. How many people are in the room? So then it's the yoga teacher's responsibility to promote the class, to promote themselves, be really popular. Also to say like, don't go take Steve's class, come take Billy Rebel's class. I got the best class around because I'm getting paid. The more people are there. I don't want that at my studio. So everybody gets paid per like experience. Like what can you do at the studio? How great of a teacher are you? How can you run the front desk? All of that stuff. Because then it kind of turns into a popularity contest if it's the other way. That would kill your like your own thing if the house rules were like smother that. So find your places to teach where you can like balance all that and assimilate into what the beliefs and the philosophy of the studios are. Another one, a big one about yoga teacher life is like, I don't know, like the guru trap. People come to you with their problems, and they want you to be like their psychiatrist and their psychologist and their therapist, stand-up comic, and they want you to be all of the stuff and all of the time, all of the thing, kind of like hold you in a high pedestal. I remind my students when I'm teaching class often that the things that I'm saying, any sort of like wise things or philosophical things that I might have learned along the way, these are things that I'm working on too. I haven't like gotten it figured out. You know what I mean? I'm not like, when I turn the camera off, sitting on top of the mountain in lotus pose, just like elevating half an inch off the ground, just like chilling. I get all the stress and the stuff that everybody else has, just using yoga as a way to be able to manage it. So nobody's a guru. I don't believe in that. I think us as teachers, we're guiding our students into maybe finding their own guru, which is them finding their own version of that, whatever that means. Another thing about real teacher yoga life is that nobody's going to care as much as you do. Nobody's going to care as much as you do. I'm so passionate, nobody cares as much as I do. I will love standing head to knee, nobody cares as much as me. Fixed firm pose, Cobra, Bhujangasana. You guys want to talk about Dandayamana, Janutrasana, Pakimottanasana? Let's go. Nobody cares as much as I do. But when you're teaching class, to your students, right? These are normal people with families and lives, and they're not geeking out about yoga at 2 a.m. like we are. You're watching the No Show. What is it, midnight right now? You're talking about yoga stuff? Go to sleep, you psycho. Stick with me. Stick with me. Another real truth is that competition is brutal. When I went to yoga training, there's only one place to go back then. Now, this training's everywhere, right? It's a really profitable thing for a studio to have yoga trainings. I do trainings one-on-one, but I don't do it necessarily for a profit. I mean, at all for a profit. But a lot of trainings exist, especially nowadays. There's online trainings. When everything was shut down from COVID, everything shifted to online. There's online trainings. You could legit go to probably like a couple of hour online training, never meet anybody or do anything, and like be a yoga teacher, yoga certification. You have to be like, hey, I'm a yoga teacher, right? That's fine. I don't believe that the yoga training is the full story. That's like, okay, I'm going to start to open the book. Then it's up to you after training. You have to like do your research and do your own continuing education, because there's nobody that's going to come like pushing you that say, hey, you have to listen to these podcasts. You have to read these books. You have to watch these videos. I want you to take all of these classes, take notes, do all of your stuff, like be the best yoga teacher. Like that's up to you. I don't know. That was a rant, but that was a good one. Save that in your notebook for next time. Competition is real. There's yoga trainings everywhere. That means that there's going to be yoga teachers everywhere. I used to be proud, and some of you guys are going to feel this. I used to be proud to say, oh, somebody says, hey, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I'm a yoga teacher. Right? Now I'm like, I'm a studio owner. I'm a business owner. I say something else. Sometimes I say I'm a blue man. I'm a retired blue man if I don't want people to know what I'm doing. There's yoga teachers out there everywhere. And so from a student's perspective, right, you're going to go to yoga maybe for your first time and have a certain experience. And maybe it's from somebody that just graduated from fucking yogatraining.com something, and who knows? Or you're going to, maybe they go to like an expert teacher, right? Like you, because you're geeking out in these videos. And then that's going to be the experience. So there's a lot of competition. That kind of, maybe waters it down a little bit. If I ever put out an ad online, like help wanted for yoga teachers, 99.100% of the people are like still in college or just graduated, going through training. They just graduated. They got the 200 YA. They haven't done anything yet. They're just trying out. Like everybody's a yoga teacher. There's a lot of competition out there, However, right, that's a good thing because you can like permeate and get a lot of classes on a lot of schedules and get paid a premium, you're going to stand out, if you do your homework and actually teach a good class, have a good experience, have your words right, have your music right, have your, get to know everybody right. How you doing hands-on corrections? What's the whole thing? Like, your class will stand above the rest regardless of how many people are there.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
1, 2, 3 into the phone. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the It's like this and like that and like this and It's like that and like this and like that and It's like this and like that and like this and Dre creep to the mic like a...
As a yoga teacher, you kind of lose your practice. Right? Before I was a yoga teacher, I was never this thirsty. It was thirsty work, you guys. And if you're going to watch a video about a hot yoga teacher, don't expect me to cut this out every time. It's too much editing. You kind of lose your practice. Before I was a yoga teacher, I would come in and sit on my mat and nobody cared about what I was doing except for the teacher over there, right? Nobody cared about what I was doing except for the teacher. Once you become a teacher, you guys, if you're a yoga teacher, when you're on your mat, you're still a yoga teacher, right? If you're on my staff, if you're on any staff and you're taking class and you're a yoga teacher, people are watching you because you're the yoga teacher, right? Even if somebody else is teaching with their words and their demonstrations and all that, like how you move and how you respond. Are you staying with the other? Are you taking care of yourself? Like, what are you doing? Are you on your phone? Like, how are you doing? You're a yoga teacher. I like to tell my teachers when I train them, like, when you're standing over there on the teacher's side, you're a yoga teacher. And when you're on your mat taking class, you're a yoga teacher. People are going to watch you and follow you and emulate. So you kind of lose a little bit your own anonymity in your practice. Now, as you're like, I'm going to inspire people with what I'm doing. If I'm in a really hard class and I got the captain of the football team right behind me, he came with a girlfriend and he's struggling. Oh my goodness, he's seeing like I might take a knee. I might take a break intentionally to signal him and everybody else like, oh, you actually can take a break, that it's okay. I own the place and I'm in the front and I'm going to take a break. I'm going to have a sip of water. Like, no big deal. You could actually be an empowered person to be able to do that. So that's me teaching. That's a teaching moment, So yeah, it can be challenging. Sometimes comment below. That's a really personal one. Comment below. As a yoga teacher, if you've already gone through it, if you're teaching in a studio where people know that you're a yoga teacher, you kind of lose you lose your thing. You lose your anonymity a little bit. Yeah. However, it's not bad because you're still a yoga teacher, and that's why you want to do it in the first place, because you're inspiring everybody, right? Because you're probably stronger and more flexible, more used to the heat, more stamina, more concentration, more determination, because you're a yoga teacher, right? You're doing all this stuff. So you can inspire people that way too. Like, yeah, I prefer it. I'm not complaining. Last hard truth. The hard truth is the reward. Like, why do you do it? Because up until this point, everything sucks. You don't get paid a lot. You got to run around. Nobody cares about what you're doing. You're on your own little journey. Why do you do it in the first place? Because now and again, people are going to come out and like thank you because you've helped them on this journey of transformation. They came from this spot to that spot, and you were kind of the conduit and the inspiration behind that. They saw you do it. You're taking class with them, and then you're teaching class the next day, and you're doing it. They're like, man, my knee and now I'm feeling better. They were like, man, I had to lose a little bit of weight, and now I did. And man, I was like all bummed out. Now I'm feeling amazing. That's why we do it, to actually like help people. That's it. The thing about being a yoga teacher, it's work of service, right? It's a work of service. There's a lot of works of service. This is a different one though. Like if I were a hairdresser, if I was in that service industry, if you came to see me, like I'd do the thing. I'd cut your hair, right? If I was a mechanic, if I was in that service, you'd bring your car to me and I'd fix your car. In this service industry, like you come to me and I don't do anything. I just tell you what to do. Sometimes I might like show you what to do, but I'm like, here's how you need to do it, right? You came to my barber shop. I'm going to be like, all right, here's the scissors. Here's the thing. Here's what you got to do. I'm going to sit back and be like, all right, grab the scissors in your right hand, right? Lift your right hand up a little bit at 45-degree angle. You're going to gently take that. I'm going to tell you what to do, right? Same thing, you come to me. I'm going to tell you what to do in a yoga posture, right? So in the service industry, right, we don't actually do the thing for you, right? We don't do the thing. So the reward is when people do the thing, they participate from whatever level, beginner to expert, and they share with you like there was some sort of transformation. That's why we do it. It's a work of service. That's why any of the struggles, it's worth it. I slept on the floor at my studio for a year on an air mattress with my dog. I mean, that's what I had to do to be able to start, to be able to do what I need to do, to be able to run the studio. So yeah, to sum it up, right? The money sucks. The schedule is not what you want. It's not conducive to living like normal life. Burnout is a serious possibility. Your body's going to take the toll. As authentic as you need to be, you're still going to be, confined to like the house rules of where you're going to teach, right? People are going to look at you as soon as you say yoga teacher. We're supposed to know a little bit about the knees and the shoulders and the hips and the spine and all of that. When in truth, there's like specialists that study like one thing. For all we need to know, like a little bit of stuff, people will look at you for that, even if you graduated last night, right? Nobody's going to care like you do. We're so passionate about it. Keep that passion. It's going to inspire everybody else, right? We need to be like in the front. We can't be like drafting behind anybody else. We're the leaders of health and wellness. Competition is brutal, which is great. That means there's yoga teachers everywhere. Classes are packed. It's really good. Embrace the competition. When you're on your mat, inspire other people. And always remember why you did it, right? We didn't come here to like master Sanskrit. We didn't come here to be able to become the most flexible and go down to the beach and say, hey, everybody, look at me with this beautiful like sunset as I'm doing standing bow pulling pose. That's not why we do it. It's to be able to help people. So if that vibes with you, comment below. And more importantly, please subscribe to the channel. Follow along. Yeah, I'm Billy Rebel, the Yoga Guy. We'll see you next time.